My Van and Melodine, and well met indeed. I'm Arachia Galadirthan, head of the modding team behind Divide and Conquer, and welcome back as we continue on as Dorwinion. We are now making preparations to solidify our hold in the east and the south. Khand have come up and taken the steps of the Wayne Riders, and we now border Mordor in the south and the west. They will now come flooding in, I have no doubt. We did have some plan to move through and try and ally with Dol Guldur, which would hopefully stop us from being at war with Mordor. But unfortunately, Dol Guldur will not ally with us because we are currently allied to their enemies. So we need to break those off in order to stop Mordor coming through, which would be ideal because we don't want to fight Mordor. But I'm not actually that adverse to fighting Mordor, as I have said a few times. And in practice, it should be just all right. We are building towers where we can, and we've sent our armies down to the south. You'll see Edward in there waiting, ready to pounce on Captain Radbug when he moves on Varfest proper. We have an army in Enmahath and an elven garrison, which will hold against the southern forces there, and Vidikind is coming in. At the moment, though, I believe we are just at an end turn as our money keeps ranking up, and we gain. Now, I apologise, first of all, for this video being a day late. It is a day late because I have been in London. I was in London on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday on a course. And unfortunately, on Wednesday, on my way home, someone decided they would take their own life. And the train was therefore held just outside of Harrow and Wealdstone for 2 hours. And then, well, by the time I got home, I was then off doing. I was to be out, so I could not record yesterday. So apologies for that. But here we are recording today instead. Today, no one decided to jump in front of a train, and so I was able to make it home on time, which is I'm grateful for. But it's always sad to hear that someone, of course, has taken their life. So a bit of a gloomy start to the start. Obtain trade agreement. Merchants Guild. We're losing lucrative trade opportunities. We currently have no trade agreement with this faction, the Variags of Khand. I can do that.
Yes,
Tate,
my lord.
you're coming with me. I always cheat with diplomats, so look away if you don't like cheating. But I don't mind it. So away we go. 474271. Here we are. Where is the town in the steps of the Wayne Riders?
Without question, my lord.
I have absolutely no idea. I'm trying to follow the roads because they always take you to towns.
Yes,
but I feel like I may be
without question.
just completely missing. Isn't it around here somewhere?
Journey planned out.
Those roads went over there. I offered no advice.
We can go no further today.
I trust and hope that you are all keeping well in the current climate. The pandemic.
Your orders, my lord.
Edward, you were over there a second ago. Oh, maybe I'd moved him and not moved him. Anyway, we'll attack with him in just a moment. Frothier is building us some towers. Why don't you build one there and then move over and build the other one just in the corner there. That should cover that space.
Your orders, my lord.
What are you two up to?
My lord.
You've built your towers in that northern point. Our Dale army is preparing, moving north to that
Your
fort.
orders, my lord.
Who is going to be leading our Dale army? Ah, Vinelord Viduhar, of course. Vinelord Viduhar and Brander. Why don't you go in the fort as well?
Your orders, my lord.
Thane, we could do with the tower there. Just give us some more sight range.
Continue tomorrow.
And we could do with towers over here. That's what you can do. You can go there and then head south and shore up our watch on what's coming from the west. Similarly, down here, Avalyn, you're a very fast-moving general. If you could just skirt around and give us full sight range over our own region.
Over the land.
Mordor seem to be going. They look like they're going to throw everything at us, which is very disappointing. Expected, but disappointing. And we've got generals in there just to keep the money in as an herbalist. And we are ramping up. Things are moving forth. Our army is shifting and preparing. Oh, let's go through and make sure everything is building something. You're about to finish Burst South this. You're right out on the western edge. Let's go for a Great Hall. Oh, wow, you're massively Northman. You're very useful to us. We'll go for a Great Hall so that we get that second free upkeep and 3 unit slots. But then I think you probably should be spec'd to military just in case. Because if Dol Guldur kicks up, then you're ready. So we want a garrison from you, and then we will go military. got the money to queue things up, so we can and we will. Hroberg, you are also going to be a money maker. I'll take the grain exchange, that's all you can build for the moment, but then I would like a port and I would like roads. Thank you. Varfest is coming along quite nicely, we don't need to worry about that. Vilter's building a road. After that, go for some farmland. Osnaru, you can give us some farmland, and you're building, you're fine, you're all fine. Ovalbed, chuck in a leather worker just because we've got the money to do it, so all money is good money at the moment. If you can, then do. Santanui is fine, Ostanavari, you've got 3 more turns. You've only got 3 more turns, I suppose. What we could do with roads? No, I'll tell you what, we'll chuck in a... Why? That's not worth it at all. That costs 2,600 and it will save us 540. It's just not... Of course, though, it saves you across the whole board. So we will, because roads aren't that important there, so we will go for it. The earlier that you can build them, obviously, the better they are, the more they pay off. And the later, obviously, the worse. Oh, we can get a grand wine depository in Theoden. That's interesting. Yes, please. I'd like a market to increase on the trade and also try and get roads once you've got your port up. We should see a huge increase in income once the port there goes up. If you could chuck in an armory, please, because you're going to be the front line when things kick off. No, you won't. No, you won't. We're going to take the front line to them.
Yes, my lord.
But we, of course, will attack Dale. But shortly we're about to attack Mordor. I think that's all we can do. So why not?
Yes,
let us go for it. Rad Bug. We outnumber Rad Bug. Oh, but goodness gracious. He's got 3 units of Temple Marksmen and Southron Lancers. This might be a troubling battle, but we've got fantastic cavalry, so if we can use that, we will. Now, in terms of version 4, we are, of course, very aware, you can't escape at the moment, that most of the world's population are safely tucked up indoors with nothing to do. In light of that, we have had a very successful past week of testing. We brought on a load of testers. Oh, he is Silver Sever, hasn't it? Of course. Oh, we've known that for a while. I mean, we brought on a load of testers, and we've been thoroughly stress testing version 4 over the past week. Much has been fixed. It's been fantastic, and my thanks to everyone who has assisted in that beta testing. I appreciate it hasn't been ideal in this, of course, when a bug has been reported, we haven't been able to get that fix out to the beta testers. So we've had, obviously, numerous occasions of the same thing being reported. That's fine by us. Where are our reinforcements coming from? We attacked them whilst they were sieging. We're coming from their north. Our reinforcements are coming from that southern line, so we do want to go... Oh, no, look, we've lined up perfectly. Our reinforcements are coming in behind us. Brilliant. We can form up into an army. So the moral of the story is that we are hoping to bring forth the version 4 release as much as we can and try and get it out as soon as possible. There are some minor little bits and bobs we still need to do, but we are not adding any more features, and we are simply now just bug fixing and polishing, which is what we always hope to do with this last beta testing session. You've got a unit of 3 archers. That is no use to man nor beast. Goodness gracious. Now, we did attack them, so they are going to go and sit over there and laugh at us, which is not unexpected. You 3, could you just go and... I know that there's 3 of you, and I'm terribly sorry, but if you could just go and set the wolf among the pigeons and just run at them, that would be really handy. And then we'll deal with the rest. We're trying to coerce them to come towards us. Oh, we have so few... Oh dear. This really is going to be all about the cavalry and how we utilise it, because our army is woefully ill-equipped to deal with this threat. The Temple Marksmen are fantastic archers, and they pose a real threat. A veritable threat. But that's about it, really. Everything else, of course, other than the Temple Marksmen, their army is just orc trash, so... Right, let's do it. Times 6. So anyway, yes, we're going to try and bring forth version 4's release earlier than previously anticipated. Do note, version 4 will not require you to install Third Age Total War first. We are going to include it in the installer. It's going to install into its own folder. So you won't need to, no one will be able to rename any folders. That method simply will no longer work, because if you install the game into the existing subfolders, then the game simply won't work. So that is not an option anymore. So I didn't really word that very well. If you now install version 4 when it releases into one of the DLC folders, which some people use as a method to install Third Age in the past, that will no longer work, and the game just simply will not work. Right, run up there and then head first into those marksmen. Go on. Nice, nice. Pull out, pull out. Right, now we've definitely got their attention. But Jesus, how many of us suffered to get their attention. Pull away, pull away, pull away, pull away, pull away. Our archers are now firing, so the enemy's coming in. And we can swing around and get them. Right, yeah, leave your archers alone. Go on. My army is just sitting, waiting for you to charge them. There we are, perfect. Thank you for charging into our designated anti-cavalry unit. Always very helpful when you help me out. And then they can take on those. There's an orc host there that needs to be dealt with. Don't pull into them. Alright, and here we go. The main charge, Temple Marksman. I can't see where the 3rd Temple Marksman Battalion has gone. But they're standing still.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half
Our cavalry
their
hasn't
men.
charged all that well, but we did
For the moment, the
get
fortune of
quite a
battle
few of
goes
them
our
there.
way. Let's pray it remains as such.
You pull out. You pull out. Yeah, no, I think that went rather well. And in fact, the Temple Marksmen have charged our line. What? Why have you done that? Alright, so if we zoom in, the Southron Lancers did make it through to our archers. That Orc Host Battalion has killed all of our crossbowmen, but that's right, there was only 30 of them. I think one of the Temple Marksman battalions may have just been wiped out.
The enemy. Our men have captured the enemy general. Guard him well and make it so he can see us defeat the rest of his army.
Yeah, this is done. This is over. It's just these temple folk. There's 8 of them there. And there's 7 of them there. Go on, back to times 6. This just shows you again, Mordor's army is so unbelievably poor that if they don't have a general, they just do not pose a threat. Oh, there's the other Temple Marksman unit. Refusing to retreat, and yet now they don't have any archers. But we've got plenty of arrows and bolts left, so we'll oblige. Ah, cool, look, they have Sauron's dedicated banner rather than the generic Mordor one. I like that. Can you guys get a bit closer and shoot them? No, there's only 4 of those crossbowmen. Don't bother, you're just wasting time. Come on, someone finish him off. Stop fire, stop fire, stop fire. Here we go, he's made it to our line. And he kills our friend. And instantly dies. Absolutely run down by the paladins. Well done, men, well done. Nice. 141 died and 1,430. Most kills, the 2 paladins. Well done indeed. I think that initial charge did cause a lot of disruption, more than perhaps we saw there. Interesting. Now here's a question for you, because of course with the whole pandemic, I still am at work. That's not something that's happened here in the UK for me yet. We're not being forced to stay at home. But at the weekends we don't really have anything to do, and in the evenings now we're having to cancel plans as well. And I tell you, I have rather run out of things to play. So if you've got any cracking suggestions and assistance of what should you play through this period, not obviously for YouTube, but just generally for myself, I'd love to hear if anyone's played any great games of late, or any games that you can give a little bit of information on that you think I might like, given that I play 4Xs. I do play strategy, but of course I'm not very good at them, as many of you have seen watching me play this, and indeed if you've ever seen any of the Age of Empires videos I used to put up. I'm pretty useless at real-time strategy. Turn-based, I think, is my preferred because I'm not all about how fast can I click, and I am much more about
Yes, my lord.
what decision can I take that will improve my chances here. Even if 9 times out of 10 I don't improve my chances and I make poor decisions, I still prefer the fact that I got time to think about it than being rushed into having to do stuff, which is what RTSs are all about. Which is what this next song is all about. Thank you to all for continuing to enjoy those faction overviews. The Ardenine one clearing at the moment 16,000 views or something. It's just mental. I did, however, see a post from YouTube the other day warning that they, in light of the fact of the COVID-19, unfortunately, this means that they are not going to be able to monitor their videos as well as they normally can. That absolutely baffles me, and I want to try and find the logic behind it, because for every decision a company makes, normally there is at least some logical decision. And in this case, monitoring YouTube videos strikes me as an absolutely ideal task that can be done at home. And so why does everyone having to be indoors mean that people whose job is entirely on a computer, which can be moved around, why can that no longer continue? But anyway, YouTube have said we can't monitor all the videos as well as we used to be able to because of COVID-19. So their computer bot system is going to step in to do some of the heavy lifting, which essentially means that lots of videos now are going to be deleted for absolutely no reason, and it will not be reviewed by a human person. You will not be able to complain about it, and if the bot just deletes your video because it thinks there's something wrong, you just have to suck it up.
Yes, my lord.
Is the moral of the story.
Without question. Yes.
Oh, I have no idea where we're going, and many of you will hate me for this, but I'm just going to cheat it in. Where is the town? Oh, it was there! Oh, right. Oh, I don't feel as bad as cheating then, because I was following those roads.
Yes. Stopping.
That's alright, we'll go and have a look then. Right, you guys go to there.
Yes, my lord.
It looks very much like Mordor doing what they often do, which is they aren't actually bothered in Edmahath, and they're going to move right past it.
This tower will keep vigil over the land.
If we build a couple of towers there, they can't shut down our towers like that. Did you know you could do that? If you stand a unit on a tower, it denies that nation the vision that they would otherwise get. I've merged all of those together. I want to try and keep the armies in here for as long as possible, because larger armies increase your culture really quickly. I don't know if that's an actual designed feature or if it's just a bug, but it's the way it happens. So if you can keep your army in one place for a long time, they will convert to your culture faster. Ah, see, yep, Theaton's just built a port and our money has just gone... We've added an extra 5 grand. Granted, other buildings did just complete as well, but that's the chief one there. I have, of course, recently been playing a lot of... I think we can end the turn again. Waiting for Mordor to move in. We're building up our army. If it just as an overview while I ramble on, we are building up our army, which is going to move on Dale. That is being built in Karasant and Santanwi, primarily Santanwi. Part of them are in the fort up near Erland's Ferry. Many of them are still in Santanwi. Once that army is ready, we will just attack Dale. Just for the laughs, really, for the lols. In the meantime, we will fight off Mordor, just so that we basically have something to engage ourselves with and keep our army finely tuned. We could also just invade Mordor and just kick them out of the game. That would also work quite nicely.
Rally to me, men.
Because we've almost certainly got the army strength to actually deal with Mordor. And if we take a few of their key settlements... Oh, why have I not thought of that, actually? If we take the Black Gate... They are trapped in Mordor. Their great fortress becomes their great prison. If we can take those key entry points, and if we take the Black Gate, it will stop them getting into Gondor that way, which will mean Gondor can funnel them better and hold them off considerably better. So that is exactly what we're going to do. The army will march.
Yes, my lord.
Frothy, you're building me a tower, and then you're going to go up there and build another one. Do we have 2 generals in Barfest? No, we do not. No, we do not. Do you have any troops I can take, Santanwi, just as we divert a little bit of attention south? Oh, you've just had a son. Anything you've got will do, so if we move you down to there, and then I'll take everything you've got for the moment. And that little army, if you can head to Varfest, we need much better roads. Othelbed, you're getting there, but not enough. Everywhere else has nice roads. You're the slowdown. Oh, and also Viduhar's Glory. A road's not available yet. That's disappointing. Why can't you build roads yet? You're a town? Oh, I need a Mason's Hall. I didn't know that. Oh, that's frustrating. Alright, Mason's Hall. How do we get a Mason's Hall? The building is available to construct. I just can't see it. There it is, yes. Alright, let's pop that. No, Trader Exchange is way more valuable than a tiny little road there. You can chuck some more of the Thorn units in. Thorn units are more than... Oh, wow, look how much he looks like him. That's so coincidental and yet so brilliant. Because that's definitely his son. He's come of age, that's why he's in there. Oh, it's his grandson. Son of Swain. Oh, it's his actual blood grandson. He is the actual next in line to the throne if you take it on the patriarchal line. Because, of course, our current heir is only married to our daughter Ingrid. And whilst they do have two sons, Kinodin and Asabian, both of those are on the matriarchal line. Are you also... Oh, no, hang on. Thane is of age. No, I'm lying. Sorry. We actually have a genuine blood son who should be the heir. I don't even know where he is. Our family tree grows too big. Oh, Brandir looks cool. Oh, there's Thane. He's at the moment earning his stripes by just roaming around the west. Do Harville built a thing? See, that's actually our best army at the moment. Or those are some of our best troops. But anyway, no, you're going to head south. By the time you get there, they would have fended off this pathetic little attack. The elves in Enmahath, you are going to have to come out of Enmahath. Leave behind the garbage, because garbage is of no use to us. And
as you command,
let's move out and shut these buggers down. 125. That was way more than was actually needed. Oh, we're all up into the Uruk section now.
Go no further, my lord.
Our enemies will be Uruks, and only Uruks, over and over and over and over again.
As you wish.
There is something you wish to speak of?
Who are you at war with, actually? Oh, you are at war with Mordor. Oh, brilliant. Yes! Welcome, Can. Oh, I'll tell you what we can do then, is we can move into Mordor.
Generous offer. You bring words.
Yes, if we move an army into Mordor
tomorrow
and take... this region here, and then give it to Cand, we might not have to worry about it. Because then it'll become Cand's problem and not ours. That seems like a good idea. Oh, I'm pleased that we allied with Cand. That's such a... Welcome to the fold, Cand. Welcome to the fold.
Yes, my lord.
With honor.
Now, a game that many of you might say I should play, of course, is Stellaris, because their Federations DLC has just released as of yesterday. Or Tuesday, sorry. I recorded this on Wednesday. But the Federations doesn't seem, to my mind, to really jazz up the gameplay that much. It'll give you a very different start to the game, courtesy of the Origins. And, of course, it makes diplomacy more important and more interesting, but I'm never one for diplomacy. I'm all about just beating everyone and annihilating everything. I backstab people sometimes, but I don't wish to get deep into a federation in order to then backstab the known universe. So for the way that I play the game, it only really changes the start, and I'm not sure that's enough to pull me back in. Are they rebel ships roaming around? They are, aren't they? Right, anyway, that army is ready and is a few turns away from Varfest. Let us again get our cavalry out. We do not want them trapped in the city. We can hide them in the forest.
There is no glory in hiding.
Oh, Mount Gundabad is under siege. Rawberg has built a grain exchange, but now is going for a port. Mistrand has got communal farming. It really is a snowball effect in this game with money, isn't it? As soon as you start making it, it then just becomes so easy to make. Oh, that's just life in general, isn't it? Yeah, it's easier to make money no matter what. Once you have money, it's easy to make money. And it's very much the case in this game as well, I would certainly submit. Aha, our spy is ready. Right, head out and let's find out what's going on with Mordor on the other side. We get another spy, actually. I could do with a couple. Mistrand, you must be able to train a spy. Yep, perfect.
Yes, my lord.
Right, where we shall be attacked again. Aha, yes, thank you very much. Up to 8%. It'll jump up nicely when the tomb is built. Is the tomb the highest one? No, there's the hero's shrine after that. Mordor are coming through in earnest, though, so we are going to have to start preparing.
As you wish.
Oh, no, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Why would you choose to go that way? I'll tell you what, as we've got no...
Elves. Yes.
that unit in Osten Naru is not doing anything at all, so let's move them into the middle. How long until you can get levies? 25%, 22. Chuck in one of those then when you can.
Hordes.
You're on your way. Santon, we trained all those units. I don't want that unit and I don't want those units. We're 5 turns from some good units and then the army barracks thereafter. But we're gonna. Santon is only gonna go for military. Because it's the best that we can get. Ilanin should also actually be going for military. Ah, it is. Yes, brilliant. The ship right there. Those troops in that fort will just wait until Dale. We're ready to go for Dale, I suppose.
With honor.
Apologies. The episode has a little less going on in it than perhaps you may be accustomed to. Oh, Dorthalu doesn't like having no one in it. Let's say what. Let's get a spy over here as well. They'll be ready on the next turn. 3 turns for Varfest. Ostinavari, can you give us anything? No, you don't like us very much. 13%. Chuck in a 2 when you get the chance.
Yes.
Mordor have come for us. Yagmuz.
Have a taste of my
Go on then.
As you command.
You will know me before this day is out, Yagmuz, as the bringer of Mordor's destruction. I'm not actually that against fighting Mordor, I have to say, because our next campaigns, we've already decided, are going to be a normal Dol Amroth campaign, so we're very unlikely to fight Mordor. Everything will be the Ardenaim, Harad, and Khand. And then after that will be a Shattered Alliance campaign. And that one, I can't remember if we've said who that one is going to be, or if indeed, we don't think we've actually mentioned yet who that one's going to be. Oh no, it was going to be Ered Luin after that, because we finally got their script up and running. I think it was. But neither of those are Shattered Alliances. I don't know. We'll worry about the future in the future. But in any event, I don't think we're going to be fighting Mordor in the foreseeable future. So I don't mind if we fight them as Isengard and Dorwinion, because they're 2 very different perspectives on how to defeat Mordor. And I'm okay with that. This army is good because it's very, very good at shooting our enemies. And I like armies that can shoot at our enemies. Now, we did attack them, but we also massively outranged them, so we would be foolish not to try and pull them into a ranged battle. And indeed, our archers are already firing. Should be able to get them in. Avalyn, go in and get close. Those who can do run. Avalyn, is there anyone that you could pick off that would be nice? Uruk Halberds. Yeah, go and shoot them. They're pulling up to the top of that hill. I don't think it's going to serve them in truth. They don't have any ranged units of any note, so pulling up to that hill's not going to do anything. Although, having said that, we're not really killing any of those halberds, despite elven volleys in the back while they're running up a hill. I mean, come on, guys. Ah, they've taken umbrage with our cavalry archers. Yes, of course you have. Right, that should get them. That should swing them back around. So, in anticipation, they do have some ranged units, I'm noticing now. Pull our own ranged units back. Let's perhaps not have our... That's a very thin line, but it'll have to do. Oh, it was archers they've sent on us. Avalyn, put into a nice wide line. Charge those scouts.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Did you finish with your arrows? Yes, good. Now you're just a dedicated cavalry unit. Come and get involved down there. Please be firing. That's why you didn't fire at the beginning, isn't it? Because I stupidly didn't turn you on to fire at will. I always forget that. Why did generals start not firing at will? Who thought that was a good idea? Right, we've got this, men. We've got plenty of arrows and bolts to spare, and the enemy are grouped and ready. Hoarding themselves. Just keep up the fire. Just keep up the fire. No, don't do that. Run up the hill. Right, crossbows, let's get you ready. Right, Right, and who can you charge then? Those Uruk archers at the back.
If we continue like this, we will smash
The halberds are coming for you. They've got a vendetta. You go in on them. You guys can come out of defense. Charge in. Smash them, lads. There's some Orc Raiders coming for those. Move them around and guard in. You might as well go for the Orc Raiders as well. There we go. Now shoot whatever you like. And they're broken. Right, you change tactics. You also just move over here, shoot whatever you like.
The enemy are badly bloodied. They have lost half their men.
Half their men already. Can you believe it? Running guard are routing. Everything is just routing. Right. So the melee line, if you pull back, our archers still have plenty of volleys left in them. If our enemy is just going to sit on top of this hill and not come at us, then our cavalry can do the mopping up. There they are. Uruk archers, Mordor's finest outside of the temple marksmen. Dedicated armor. They're no longer scavenging and wearing bits of leather and bits of iron and bits of steel. They have their own crafted armor. And they're actually quite a good unit.
If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
But we've still got plenty of shots. The Uruk halberds aren't facing the right direction.
The enemy general flees like the coward he is.
And they're
Press onward and break the spirit of his army.
Don't let's get killed by our own archers now. Not at this crucial, pivotal moment. Every time the enemy gets near, they waver. But we are still getting shot, annoyingly.
Be quick. If we continue like this, we will smash the enemy.
Yeah, we are. Everything up there is routing. Orc scouts are breaking, and they've broken. There we are. So all that's left are those Uruk archers.
Behold,
And they're
our
going
cowardly
to
foe run.
end
This
it.
is a
171,581. 215 kills of Vari Naharim. Avalyn, the war councillor of the Avari Council of Dorwinion, stands triumphant, head and shoulders above the rest. That elven army, though, of course, every loss. See, that's why I'm in so two minds about the ability to retrain the one-off army that you now get as Dorwinion. It's something that might make it into the final cut. Is we had discussed the idea of putting in a building somewhere that allows you to retrain only the elven units. But part of me really likes the fact that this is all you get, and every single elf that dies is a hit to your campaign and your attempts, your fighting and just what you do, how you play.
My lord.
Because you need every elf to stay alive.
Yes, my lord.
Because they're so useful. Obviously, the elves have pretty much won this campaign for me.
My lord.
And so it's just tricky, it's tricky. We can actually get some boats, which is quite interesting. We could do with sending some out, because we keep getting... This fool keeps blockading us. Oh, you've got high paladins you can train. Ah, but you can train... Perfect. I will take just everything you've got. Yeah, I'm going to take your whole army and send them south, because our army could do with a bit of replenishment. Troops are troops at this stage of the game. All four of you go into that fort. That gives us more free upkeep, particularly for the next four that are coming through.
Your orders, my lord.
But that is where I'm going to end this first episode. So do stay tuned this week. There won't be a day break between the next episode, because I will record the other one the day that you all watch this. So there'll be a video on Thursday, which is this one. There'll be a video on Friday, which will be the second one after this. There'll be another Nazgul on Saturday. I don't know which one yet. And then there'll be the Vale of Anduin faction overview on Sunday. And that's the plan for the week. But do stay safe. Do stay... do make correct decisions for the foreseeable future. And I hope all is well with you and your own. But until we speak again, friends, Navarna den per Mad Melonin, and farewell.